What's up, guys? So today I want to show you guys some touch and goes which you will have to do in your PPL training. Just want to try to get you guys familiar with how to do it, what the procedures are, and what you should be looking for while doing this. So we're doing this in a Cessna 172, which is the pretty standard trainer aircraft. Before we get into it, I want to go ahead and get you guys familiar with these light systems on the side of the runway. So this is visual glide path indicators. So this will show you if you're too high or if you're too low. So as you can see, they're both red right now, but when you're on the correct glide path, this light right here will be white and this one will be red. If they're both white, you're too high. If they're both red, you're too low. So you want to have this light right here to be white and this light right here to be red. Just want to go ahead and show you guys that before we hop in. I feel like it'll help you guys just a little bit. So, by the way, never get out of the running airplane like this. Not a great idea. You don't want the FAA to see this, but just since we're on Microsoft Flight Simulator, we are going to do it. So, we're just going to do a clean take off here, no flaps or nothing. We're going to trim for 10 degrees. 15 is a little extreme. Park and brake up. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this started. So we're going to go get my keyboard out of my way here. Okay, so we're smoothly adding full throttle here and try to maintain center line here. Little right rudder. This game isn't as extreme as some simulators, but when you're flying down the runway, if you're familiar with it, you are pretty much holding down right rudder. Okay, so there's 60 degrees, there's VR, rotation speed. We want to try to maintain runway center lines. We're going to try to maintain a 255 heading here. Pitch for 74 knots, which is your best climb rate. Okay, so about right there is 400 feet AGL. We want to go ahead and start turning to left crosswind. So how you would calm this to a non-towered airport, you'd got Clemson Tower, Skyhawk 737 Whiskey Alpha, turn into left crosswind, staying in the pattern for touch and go, Clemson Tower. You want to make that quick. You don't want to clog up the line saying too much, because you will piss people off. So pattern altitude is about 1,000 feet AGL. So we're about there right now. So we want to go ahead and pull a little bit of power out, try to get straight and level flight going here. And we're going to go ahead and start this turn to downwind. So Clemson Tower, Skyhawk 737, turning left downwind for touch and go, Clemson Tower. Okay, so we turn to left downwind here. We want to get parallel with the runway. Ooh, a little gusty there. So what we're looking for here to set up for landing configuration, we're looking for a beam the left wing to the landing point. So that means even with the landing point. So there's landing threshold right there. So we want to go ahead and start pulling some power out, keeping the nose to the horizon to slow the airspeed down. Just bleed some of that airspeed out. We're looking for 80 knots, which is flap configuration speeds. There's 80 knots. We're going to go ahead and initiate 10 degrees of flaps. When we get to about 70 knots airspeed, we want to go ahead and try to maintain that. So we're going to pull back a little bit, let the nose drop ever so slightly. We're going to go ahead and start turning to left base. No more than 20 degrees of bank angle is a good rule of thumb when flying low and slow. So Clemson Tower, Skyhawk 737 Whiskey Alpha, entering the left base leg for touch and go, Clemson Tower. Okay, so we're getting a little fast. We don't want to overspeed the airplane with flaps down. So go ahead and initiate 20 degrees of flaps, slow her down a little more. Feel a little balloon effect, nose kind of wants to pop up. And we're just waiting to try to establish a good time to make this turn from base to final. Bringing that RPM up a little bit, try to maintain 70 knots airspeed. We're going to go ahead and start making this turn. Remember, no more than 20 degrees of bank angle when flying low and slow. And if you cut it a little quick like I did, you can kind of just ease out of the bank angle just a little bit until you get properly set up for the landing. As you can see, both lights are white over white right now, so that indicates that we're too high. So we're going to go ahead, wings level, initiate 30 degrees of flaps. You can see the balloon effect there. Nose wants to come up. We're slowing down. We want to make sure we keep good speed. We don't want to stall out the airplane before the runway. So there's white over red, if you can see that. That means we are on the correct glide path. We're aiming for the numbers, trying to maintain center line here. We're coming down, we're coming down. Aim for the numbers, aim for the numbers. Runway's assured. We pull power to idle. And there's ground effect right there. So we just kind of wings level. As the airplane falls, we pitch back. We bounced a little bit there. We're going to try to clean this up. We're going to do one more go around for you guys. Try to get a cleaner landing going here. So we full flaps up. There's rotation speed. Try to get back on the center line here. There it is. Pitching for 74 knots. It's very different in the sim than it is to real life, but if you are doing your PPL training, I would highly recommend picking up one of these sim rigs. It establishes a lot of feel that will be needed. Okay, so there's traffic pattern altitude, or not really, but we're 400 feet AGL, so we're going to make this turn to left crosswind. Clemson Tower, turning Skyhawk 737 Whiskey Alpha, turning left crosswind, staying in the pattern for touch and go Clemson Tower. Okay. Letting it climb up to pattern altitude here, which is 1,000 feet AGL. The airport elevation here is about 900 feet. Okay, Clemson Tower, Skyhawk 737 Whiskey Alpha, turning left downwind for touch and go Clemson Tower. Correction for full stop, Clemson Tower. Okay, so we're going to maintain about 2,000 feet here. Try to get to about 90 knots, which is the standard for traffic pattern speed. We're looking over our left shoulder, looking at the runway. We're pretty much straight and level here. We're gaining a little bit, so I'm going to take me a little breather. Looking over our left shoulder here. Waiting for a beam, the touchdown point. There it is right there. So we pull power back, keep the nose to the horizon to bleed off airspeed. We're looking for 80 knots for flap configuration. There it is right there. So we go ahead and initiate 10 degrees of flaps. Remember, we're keeping throttle down to try to get about 70 airspeed, letting the nose drop ever so slightly. 1,500 RPM is a pretty good standard for once you go ahead and initiate flaps. So we're turning left base, Clemson Tower, Skyhawk 737 Whiskey Alpha, turning left base for full stop, Clemson Tower. We don't want to overspeed the airplane, so we want to pull back some of this. We're in wings level configuration, so we want to go ahead and do our next degrees of flaps. That'll slow us down even more. Letting the nose drop ever so slightly. Try to get us a better straight on approach here. Alright, here we go. Remember, no more than 20 degrees of bank angle. Keep the airspeed up, so add power as needed. We're going a little over 20 there. We cut a little too early once again. Actually, very much too early. So we're going to go complete wings level here. And ease into this 10 degrees. It's kind of a short final here. Okay, so there's center line right there. We'll go ahead and initiate the next degrees of flaps. There's the balloon. We're looking at them lights. We're a little high right now. Airspeed looks good. Vertical speed looks good. We are descending. Aiming for the numbers. There's glide path right there. Aiming for the numbers. Okay, runway's assured. So we go back. Power idle, coming down. There's ground effect, so we slowly bring wings level. As you see, we're losing altitude. Stagger the flare. Nice soft landing there. We're gonna go ahead and taxi back. Doing some elevator braking there and braking with the rudder pedals. We're going to turn here. We're going to stop at this hold short line and end this video off. Okay, we just completely lost all of our ground speed. Okay, we somehow initiated parking brake. Alrighty. If you guys have any questions or any concerns, maybe you didn't like how I did that, just leave it in the comments below, and I'll try to comment back to you guys. But this is something you really want to try to master, so you can work towards that solo in your PPL training. So yeah, guys, hopefully you guys understood everything that was said, and hopefully this helped you out a little bit. Again, if it helped, leave a comment, leave a like, and I appreciate it, guys. Have a good one.